So I'm editor of the Scheme Requests for Implementation process, which has been going on since 1998. The idea is people who would like to have the language extended or a library added or something like that that goes across implementations, you can make a proposal for a new feature, just sort of as a document with a sample implementation, submit it, we'll publish it, we'll set up a mailing list for it so you can have a discussion about it, and then after 60 days roughly, or sometimes longer, if people are happy with the idea, then it gets published. It doesn't mean that anyone actually has to implement this thing, but if it's good, more and more implementations will do so. And if you have a good reference implementation, then it'll happen. So, like I say, we've been going on since 1998. All right, so yeah, recently we've had kind of an uptick in the number of SRFIs being published over the last 4 years. I've really been putting a big effort into making the site easier to use and more public, and then also because of the R7RS large process, which has been going through the SRFI process as its way of creating new features for the official standard, we've been getting a lot more contributions. So all I wanted to show you today is we now have 160, starting with number 0, SRFIs, and it's becoming harder and harder to find your way through them. So I've added a bunch of features for doing things like searching. So, this is Scheme, so I should search for continuation, and I can get all the ones. It's incremental search, I don't know if you noticed. And then I can also, I can sort by name, etc. I also can say I only want to see ones that are final. And then I can also say things like I want to see the abstracts. I'm going to search by the keyword continuation as opposed to the search term, where the search term is actually going through the abstract. I guess there are no final ones on continuation, but there are some on concurrency. So basically it's just a bunch of JavaScript hacking that I've been doing on a single page web app, but it's all the work is being done locally, not on a server somewhere, so you get your results back super quickly. So I'm hoping that as we go from 160 to 320 or however many, this kind of helps people find the old work and kind of connect with the existing, what's available already. So that's kind of all I wanted to show. Oh, cool. Nick?
Is there anything you could say just about how, what are the new types of SRFIs now? You said that there's an uptick. What do you think is driving that?
Yeah. So a big part of the uptick is the R7RS large standardization effort. So the Scheme standard has gone from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7, but 7 is split into small, which is done. We got done in 2013, where we just kind of focused on the very smallest core part of the language. Scheme is known for being small, well-defined, and simple. So we focused on that in small. So for people who want to do an implementation that's for education only, or that fits on a very small device or something, they can be happy with just small. But then people who want a full-fledged programming environment with all the usual bells and whistles and kitchen sink that people expect today, large is going on now, and that's doing all of its specification efforts by submitting SRFIs to our process, where all the discussion happens, and then people vote yes or no, or choose between different variants that have been proposed as SRFIs, and those are included in the WG2 standard, the R7RS large standard. So that's the biggest thing, and I think that has made other people interested, and that's just kind of fed on itself. So, and I'm hoping that things like this reduce friction just enough more that we get more and we can have a little bit of a snowball effect. I mean, Scheme's been around for a very long time. The community is small, but it seems to be just kind of holding itself together, and maybe if we reduce the friction enough, we could get it to build a little bit. That would be a nice goal. That's a goal for me. Any other questions? All right. Well, thanks very much.